Hi, everyone. Before I introduce myself again, I want to introduce a few fun facts. So, thee and thou used to be the only grammatically correct ways to refer to a singular other person until you replaced them in common use in the 18th century. The singular we used to be a pretty common way for royalty to refer to themselves, but we rarely see it used today. And Old English had one singular third person pronoun, which eventually split into masculine, feminine, and neutral forms as Middle English developed. So, hi again, my name is Olivia Tran, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. I work in the Gender Equity Center at Cal Poly, so one of the big perks of my job is that I get to talk about gender a whole lot. I'm here today to talk about pronouns, specifically using they, them, and theirs as a singular third-person set of pronouns. So the first recorded use of they as a singular gender-neutral pronoun was in 1375 in the medieval romance William and the Werewolf. In modern English, we also use they as a third-person singular pronoun when we don't know the exact identity of the person we're talking about. So something like, did you see who picked up these documents? No, but they must have already come by. So you can see the English language is an ever-evolving beast. You can tell this from these fun facts that we opened up with. The English that we speak today isn't anything like the English that was spoken centuries ago. And I think that's actually super exciting, right? Because if you're not on board yet, I'm here today to ask you to join us in the making of linguistic history. We're bringing the deliberate use of the singular they, even when we do know the identity of the subject, into the mainstream. As a society, we used to get away with making a lot of assumptions about people based on our first impression of them. Not too long ago, someone can meet me for the first time and ask about my husband and my children because they would have assumed that I was a straight married woman based on my age and my appearance. And that would have been pretty much completely socially acceptable. But we don't really do that as much anymore. And so in the same way, we're getting to a place where we can no longer meet someone for the first time and assume what their gender is or what pronouns they use based on their appearance, clothing, name, or voice. More and more, as we become increasingly empowered to declare that the boxes that other people put around us no longer define who we are, we'll be meeting people who have decided that they don't fit into these neat, convenient little categories of male and female. It's 2021, and there's a whole wide world of gender out there, an entire spectrum between and outside of and including both man and woman. So often, when someone realizes that these exclusive man or woman labels don't resonate with their experience and their identity, they don't want to use pronouns that are strongly associated with gender, such as she or he. And just like you might feel pretty weird if someone came up to you one day and decided to call you by the wrong name repeatedly, they would like to be acknowledged and respected in their choice of pronouns. For trans and non-binary people, whether they were assigned female at birth and now identify as men, or assigned male at birth and now identify as women, or whether they reject either binary gender, other people using their correct pronouns is a sign of basic human decency. It is a signal that they are seen and validated for who they are as an individual. But of course, not every trans and/or non-binary person uses the same set of pronouns. And this is where we talk about what we can all do to create an environment where all people of all genders feel welcomed and affirmed. First, just like I did in this little talk, make it a norm in your speeches and your meetings to introduce yourself with your pronouns. You can also put them in your email signature or your business card right after your name, just in parentheses. Second, if you collect personal information for any reason, add an optional field for pronouns right after the name field. Third, just practice. It's hard to break a linguistic habit of sorting people into he and she that most of us have gotten used to over a whole lifetime. But with practice, it'll feel way more natural. You can go to practicewithpronouns.com and select a set of pronouns to use. There are others on the site besides they, them, and theirs, but in my experience, they, them, and theirs is the most commonly used gender-neutral set of pronouns. And fourth, just keep at it. If you ever slip up, just apologize without making it a huge deal, and try again to get it right next time. Remember, you're part of a linguistic revolution, and that doesn't just happen without a few stumbles and a lot of effort. Thank you.